How do you guys feel about Bill not getting in the first ballot?
Well, if you can't beat us, then vote us out.
He's been covering the Patriots for 25 years. He's one of the best reporters in the business. The man we like to call Big Piece Mike Reiss.
Actually, it goes Mike Reiss, Big Piece.
Mike Reiss, Big Piece. Welcome to the show.
So great to be with you guys. I'm so flattered that you asked me to come here. This is great.
Well, we were always very comfortable with you in the locker room. The beat reporters are always around the players. They're always having to do the dirty work where they got to get a story out every single day. And we needed some Patriot insight. So we're like, we got to get Big Piece on the show.
Yes, definitely. And before we get started, I just want to say I appreciate how you go about your business, man. You're a complete pro. I love talking to you. I loved all your stories throughout my time in New England as well. And that just shows why you've been covering the Patriots for 25 years as well, because you're a complete pro who does it at the highest level and does a great job. So congratulations on all your success covering the Patriots for 25 years now.
Too.
I appreciate you guys saying it. I love the idea that I chronicled your guys' whole journey. Like, I remember you first training camp. I like to tell the story and tell me if I've exaggerated it. Was struggling to catch a punt, and the fans were booing. And I always like to tell that story.
I wish I was there for that. I was still in college that year.
And
oh man.
That was unbelievable, Julian.
Well, that's when Teddy Bruschi was walking with me and he heard them booing by me and he goes, buddy, they're just saying my name, Brew. Don't worry.
That's so good.
That was the vet.
So good.
And then Rob coming in 2010 and just to watch you, and then to follow you down to Tampa. And I remember interviewing you virtually at the Super Bowl because we had to do it with COVID.
Yes.
And you just popped up and you're like, hey, what's up, Mike? And talking to mom, it was just, you guys are like, I get to watch you grow. It's so fun.
It's been awesome. And now we're on your side of the bubble. We're kind of in the media world.
Doing amazing.
Different style.
Yeah. But
we're overall big picture.
Big picture.
Yeah.
Now, you've been with the Patriots for 25 years, so you've been to a lot of Super Bowls covering the team. What's your favorite thing about Super Bowl week?
So I just love that you get to see a different side of the players. So I'll give you an example. Opening night, I'm small, so I get wedged into the front row with Drake Maye, and I'm just locking in on Drake for an hour in 10 minutes.
So you're kind of like a motorcycle when there's traffic. You can just weave in and out and just get right to where you need to get to. So you get front row and you might, at media day.
You might appreciate it. I was next to Guillermo from the Jimmy Kimmel Show. So we were bringing the height level down. So everyone behind us could see over us. It was perfect. But I love that. And in Tom, I would do the same thing with Tom. And I remember that Super Bowl where he was asked, who's your hero? And his eyes started to get a little welled up a little bit. And he's like, my dad. And I'm like so moments, I love Super Bowls because we don't get that in the locker room when we're coming up and there's all of us gathered around you guys.
There is a little light at the end of the tunnel, even with the Patriots at media day in the Super Bowl, even during our time. Meaning during the year, there was a certain way to handle the media. We all know it. It's been documented. Not much. So, but this is probably your first time where you guys feel comfortable enough to ask the player or us the off-topic question because everyone's doing it. And this is probably when we were at our time, probably our loosest.
And Media's Day is made for that, for the players. Hey, get to know a player. Ask questions that you normally can't ask. And that's the Super Bowl is kind of providing that. NFL is providing that. That's what the Media Day, and that's why it's also Monday as well. So then you can get all those silly questions out of the way. Then those aren't answered, at end of the week and get in the way of the game of football. And it brings about new stories as well, because you have 2 weeks. How many more stories can you possibly have? That's what's great about Media Day. Hey, let's ask questions that generally you can never ask. And you were talking about, hey, how you got front row and you got to see another side of Drake Maye. What was the other side that you got to see of him compared to the regular season?
Rob, he was so relaxed.
Really?
And he was enjoying it. Usually we get him during the week and it's 8 minutes and, everyone's trying to get a question in there and he was having fun. And Will Compton was, asking him questions about his wife and he was playing along with it and, different sort of fun questions. And so I saw his personality, a side of him that we haven't seen.
That's cool.
So could you tell did you ask questions to the Seahawks guys too?
A little bit. I was came in at the end, but I don't know them as well.
Yeah. So you think there's a confident calmness of this young Patriots team going into their first Super Bowl.
Definitely. And I think that Mike Vrabel has told him, like, enjoy this. You know, like, we're here to work and finish the job, but let's make sure that you enjoy it and your families enjoy it too. And I sense that from them.
Wow.
Yeah. And Vrabel's been to so many Super Bowls. I mean, your first Super Bowl, I mean, things are more uptight. I feel like you don't really know what to expect. He's been there so much that you want to be relaxed, and that's how you play your best football as well. I remember my very first Super Bowl, man. I was so uptight. It was one of the worst experiences of my life because I had that ankle injury. Remember?
Yeah, 2011.
Pollard fell on it in the AFC Championship game, and it was one of the most miserable weeks. I was so uptight, and I felt like it led to, you know, the outcome of the game. I mean, I'm not saying the whole outcome, but it led to the experience and me being uptight, not playing my best game, even though I only played 20 plays because of my ankle. But you got to be more relaxed. It translates in going into Sunday as well.
You had asked me, like, what I love about covering Super Bowls. Can I tell you both my favorite story of each of you
in
the Super Bowls? All right. So, Rob, we'll start with you. It was the Rams Super Bowl.
All right.
And that was they're actually, it's the same Super Bowl.
All right.
And,
all right.
And you caught that pass from Brady. And I chart in the press box.
What was that, a 28-yard catch or 29?
Was left
28 or 29?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Unbelievable catch.
Great catch over Littleton.
Yes.
The linebacker.
Yeah, linebacker.
Athletic guy, too. And I still got around him.
Got him, right?
Yeah.
And I loved it. And so I'm charting the personnel in the press box. And for the first time as I'm charting it, I'm like, oh, that's the first play that they ever ran one wide receiver, two tight ends, and two backs, 22 personnel. So I'm like, by charting it, I saw this was different. So you guys win. I'm down on the field after the game, and I go to Josh McDaniels. I go, what was that all about? 22 personnel. He goes, I had to get him in base defense. That was the only way I could get it. Like, you don't get that, Julian, in any other game. So that was from your catch, that play out of 22 personnel. Does that sound right? Do you remember that?
Yes, it does.
And then at the MVP press conference the next day, that was you, right?
Yeah.
Am I right on that?
It was, the next day, I thought the MVP press conference is like...
No, there's the next day. The next day you have to go do
8:30.
media.
Sorry, I never been MVP of a Super Bowl.
It was so great.
I was close.
It was...
Tom, if I got tackled in Tampa, if that guy didn't cut my legs out, I would have had 3 touchdowns and like 100 yards. But
You would have had it.
I would have had it easily then. Because I made Tom in that game. Oh. I keep going.
Great
This is
MVP
great.
press conference, right?
Yeah.
You, Bill, Plummer, remember the whole throw? And then
Jake Plummer?
And then we were talking about the story that you would tell Bill, like, could be better, working better than being a plumber. Do I remember?
Oh, that Plummer.
We bump into each other in the restroom afterwards, and you say to me, you might not even remember because I don't think you had slept that night.
Little Jules in
goes-
freaking in bathrooms?
He goes,
oh, I got tons of stories. Yeah. Keep going.
He goes, how about that? First ever Jewish MVP. And I'm Jewish. And so I said, do you mind if I take my phone out and we do that one more time? So we did it into the phone.
Yeah.
I sent it back to my rabbis back home, and they were going nuts. Julian's big in the temples, Rob. You know what I mean? He's big in the temples.
Not many of us, bro.
That's a hell of a story right there. That beats the story you just told about me
I
by
think they're
far.
both
Hell
pretty
of a
great.
story, man.
I
You're
like
giving
them.
me some goosebumps there, man.
Love that.
I love that, man. That's special right there. Because you're not just talking football, you're bringing culture into it as well. And that just shows how great the game of football is because it brings people together just all over the place. And it brought you two together, even though you're in the bathroom in the same stall, I bet, too, playing swords.
Jewish boy summer camp, bro. No. How many Super Bowls is this, Mike?
So for
you.
for Patriots, it's 9 of the 10.
9
so
of the 10.
I didn't do that first one in 2001. I was working at a small newspaper. We had 2 reporters, and because we were a small newspaper, we had small budget.
What was the newspaper?
Metro West Daily News.
Metro
out of
West.
Framingham, Mass.
Framingham.
Yeah.
You're
So-
acting like you know it.
Well, they call it farming. What do the locals call it over there?
Framingham.
We were just with some. I was there. Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's where Buddy Farnham was from.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Framingham.
Didn't he go to Brown?
He did go to Brown.
Yeah, he was like he was on the
They had a crazy-
scout team for a
Yeah,
while.
he
Practice
was, he
squad. He did it all.
So you've been to 9. Which one's your favorite?
Oof. I would say,
You got to have a favorite.
yeah, probably, you know what? Probably that Seahawks one that you both, unbelievable
Yeah.
fourth quarter, both of you in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, that fourth quarter was special.
Yeah. Clutch.
And I think the way it ended, I thought that game too, like that was a really good game Whereas like the Falcons one was a great end, like a great comeback.
Yeah.
But
The Seattle one was a great game from the start of the game to end of the game. I know exactly what you mean.
It gets overshadowed because of the other one. Yeah. But it was honestly, I mean, that was the biggest fourth quarter comeback in NFL history in a Super Bowl at the time. And it just so happened we had to beat that.
Well, you've been to so many Super Bowls, 9 out of 10 for the Patriots. And then that means you've been to so many different stadiums in so many different cities as well. Yeah. What has been the best Super Bowl city that you have been a part of?
That's a good one. So like I'd rule out like the Minnesotas and the Indianapolises.
I love it.
Is that
Rule
fair? Right off the bat.
I mean, you shouldn't have even brought them up. That's giving them extra credit by just even bringing them up and saying how terrible those cities are.
That's probably, I mean, maybe.
And guess what? I lost in both of those cities.
Yep.
To Philadelphia, we lost in Minnesota, and in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't win in domes. That's right. Yeah, in cold weather domes. That's what it is. If we were anywhere else, we would have won both of those Super Bowls.
I'm sort of going through my mind what I would say. Like I was going to say New Orleans. I wasn't at that first one, but just like the scene down there, it feels like a good Super Bowl scene.
It's definitely a great hosting city.
It really is.
New Orleans.
Just not enough hotels. That's all.
Okay. Now that we're on the media side, is there any advice for kind of our first Super Bowl media week as the media?
Yeah. So I think what you have that I don't have that others don't is you've lived this. So anything you can share about the experience is really powerful. Yeah. And not only have you lived it, like you're a Super Bowl MVP. You know, you made plays that were remarkable that few have ever made before. So the more stories you can share, you know, behind the scenes that bring that to life, I think people would love that.
And I would probably say just throughout regular season as well, give experiences that we've been a part of. That's the advantage that we have.
Definitely.
You know, just talk about what it's like being, you know, playing in games before Thanksgiving, playing on Thanksgiving, stuff like that.
Definitely.
That's cool, man.
All right, getting down to it. There's just one game of football left.
The biggest game. Time to get pumped up.
That never changes, but for you, what's the biggest difference prepping for a game as a player and as a spectator?
Pizza. I definitely eat more pizza during the game as a spectator.
That makes sense.
Watching football is pizza intensive. It calls for something like the Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. New York style crust, flavored with Parmesan and oregano seasoning with massive slices.
And the whole giant pizza just for $10, which is a crazy good deal. Plus, it's the last week to score it at that price.
Right. So it's a smart idea to go ahead and pre-order your Big New Yorker ahead of time. So during the game, all you have to worry about is executing the game plan.
And what exactly do you mean by executing the game plan?
Eating pizza and watching football.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Don't forget to order your Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut before the first hut is yelled.
I like to fold it.
You gotta fold it. Mm-hmm.
We all know about the food spread that you always share.
I never heard of it.
Yeah,
come on, share. I want to know.
So what he does a review for all the food at the stadium.
Really?
That the media is given, right?
Like, so basically, sometimes the food is really bad that they serve reporters. So I like to actually bring my own so I can control what I'm eating. Yeah. So usually I would take a picture of my seat where I watch the game from, and I'd be like, this is my office view for the game. And the first time I had like a couple snacks next to it, and then I was like, I might need a few more snacks. And it sort of became like a little bit of a growing thing. Yeah. And so now like I actually have to go shopping the day before the games, and I have a pretty big snack set up before games.
Are you rating them?
All right.
Not really. I don't really rate them. I just have like certain things that I do, like a night game. I need like jelly beans because I don't do as great at night. You know?
I do remember you posting a picture on Twitter, like your game day snacks out of the press box at Gillette Stadium this year.
Yes.
Holy crap. Wow.
Now, out of the
jelly beans, I think were in
which press box has the best food?
Gillette's not bad. You know what? You know what Gillette does?
It's a homer.
Stacey,
right there.
No, but so like Gillette, Stacey James, media relations director, clam chowder every game. for the New England feel.
Well, you must be on his good side because he ain't ever given me clam chowder.
I'm telling you. If you come, like, how about this? The last 2 weeks, lobster rolls.
Lobster rolls?
Lobster rolls.
Those are expensive.
That's right?
Yeah, expensive.
I always thought the Fenway lobster roll is phenomenal.
That's good.
Yeah, but what's crazy is a lobster roll is actually, to me, kind of overrated.
I think so too.
In order for it to taste good, you have to put 8 pounds of butter on it.
Or
so
mayonnaise.
if you got to put 8 pounds of butter or mayonnaise on something, you can do that to anything and it tastes great then.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you put 8 pounds of butter on me, I'll taste great.
That'd be a lot of
Mayonnaise,
great.
I might be a little different.
So let's jump into this matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've already talked about it.
I know, but with Mike.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He's boots on the
this
ground.
is true inside information. Well, I got a question first before the matchup. When was there a point in the season when you were like, okay, this Patriots team is the real deal?
Week 5, Buffalo.
Week 5,
That
Buffalo.
Sunday night
Oh.
game. And you know what it was? It was that one play for me, second half, when Drake rolled out to his right and hit Diggs on the sideline.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, I didn't know, that he can make those type of plays.
Yeah.
Now anything's possible. And then you're like, okay, can they keep it up? And they just sort of kept stacking the wins after that. But that was the game
Wow.
that for
You're
me,
right,
it sort
man.
of changed my outlook.
That was play of the year as well, man. And Diggs tapped his 2 toes in
So
and
And he
bounced.
shrugged off
So good.
Yeah.
a big defensive lineman, Drake.
Yeah,
That was incredible.
that
Now,
was.
how is this building different than when we were in? What's the difference?
It's
The vibe.
It's so to me, it's really different. And I would say, that I could only know so much about the building from where I stood. Like I was in the locker room for 45 minutes. You were in there every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's important. Like I don't know the coach's offices and stuff like that, but it's just more relaxed to me. Like players are sort of looser.
Looser.
And I think Mike Vrabel he's more willing to say like John Stryker, Stretch, their game strategy guy, their Ernie Adams. He's like, go interview him, talk to him. We would never talk to Ernie. I don't think, did you ever talk to Ernie?
Yeah.
Ernie's been on Jules'
I love
podcast a
Ernie.
few
But
times.
now he has.
Yeah,
But
now
would
I
you
was
win
the
it
Earn
now.
Dog
You're right.
Yeah.
specialist.
Okay.
I loved Ernie. I get those tips from him.
So you would talk to him. But I mean, I think more it just feels a little looser and just a little bit of this is not Bill Belichick had his style and it was effective. I think Mike's style is a lot different.
Yeah.
Well, what's similar, would you say, in the building, the vibe of the building now compared to the vibe when we were playing? There has to be some similarities. What are some of those things?
So maybe when he has his team identity,
Yep.
so hit the second point in the team identity is details,
Yep.
fundamentals, and technique.
Yeah,
And I felt
that makes sense.
I felt like that was is that fair? Was that a big
That's
Bill
very
thing?
fair. I mean, I believe that's why we won plenty of games because of that reason,
Yeah.
especially details and fundamentals. Bill was always harping on fundamentals. And that's a big reason I believe why the Patriots are even in the Super Bowl. And they win games like they won last week because they know how to play fundamental football and situational football as well.
Yeah.
I for me, it's the complementariness of the team.
Mm-hmm.
They don't necessarily Drake didn't throw for 300 yards for half the season, right? But the guy was still up there in yardage. They don't go out to go out and get stats. They like our teams, it was about having one more point than the other team.
Yeah.
Strategically, how do we do that? Is it running the football in the third quarter, keeping that other explosive offense off the field? Is it somehow getting that 1/3 down to extend? They're doing a lot of those things that we used to do, and those fundamentals that you talked about, tackling. They're a really good tackling football team. If they're going to run zone, they tackle and they swarm. There's never really a huge play they got beat on. That there's not really a huge play or some explosion play that you always see on the defense that gives up. They're always kind of in the right area. I just don't. They don't beat themselves.
Yeah.
From what I heard with Vrabes, we got to be a good enough football team to execute against bad football.
Yes.
It looks like they do that.
They do. And I love your point about the egoless. Like they're really not, there's not a lot of ego in there, which I felt like that was similar to you guys.
Definitely.
And
I feel that as well. Just watching them on TV, you see that.
Yeah.
now they seem looser there, but you can still feel an accountability factor. How do they get that done from your eyes?
So it's like, I think Vrabel is got that nice mix of like, he holds them to the standard.
Alpha.
Right? Holds him to the standard, but also isn't afraid to laugh at himself and like have some fun with it. So I think that's the mix to me. It's very rare that someone's like that, you know? So I think the key is that he doesn't compromise on this is what the standard needs to be, but we're going to have fun doing it. And I'm going to poke fun at myself even as I demand more of you.
Here's something that's really never talked about, not barely with any team actually, and I believe it's a crucial aspect to being a good football team. How does this New England Patriots team practice? You know, I feel like that's why they're one of the better teams. I feel like they practice like how they play and they're ready, they're game ready as well for all situations. How does this team practice? How did they practice throughout the whole year?
I'm so happy that you asked the question because this is actually a huge difference from when you guys were there.
So psychic.
No, it's really because it was fast. This is stuff that interests me.
Yeah.
Covering the team because it's so different.
And you were there. So
for 24 years of Bill and Gerard was really an extension of Bill. Yeah. So like they only practice with the shoulder pads, no thigh pads.
Really?
And so at the start of the year, I'm like, what's going on here?
Training camp as well?
I think that's right. Yeah.
Really?
And I remember asking Mike, and he likes to come at you a little bit. I'm like, what's the deal with no full pads? And he's like, well, I don't think you need thigh pads, Mike. You know, like, I mean, you can't cut in the game. So why would you wear thigh pads in practice? And it actually was interesting to me because he's right. But at the same time, some players from your guys' era might say when you put the thigh pads on, there's a little bit of a mentality. Yeah. Like, hey, you tell me. You guys
I can tell you this. If you didn't have your thigh pads in,
you wouldn't think it's full practice.
Yeah. And also coach would just send you back. He would send you back in the locker room and say, put your thigh pads in. So that's the genius thing behind it. You're not practicing.
But that's the genius thing behind it. He's getting guys to actually practice in full pads doing the same shit. But when you don't have the thigh pads, you feel like you're getting rewarded somehow. So these guys are like,
he's a genius.
This ain't full pads. We're good.
Right. And that's always on Thursday. I think you guys would be on Wednesday.
Thursday.
Right. So it's a totally different, and he lightens the load. I feel like on certain guys, like if it's a question, they don't practice. Whereas I felt like you guys,
if you were questionable, you were still
practicing because of the. That's great. That's really interesting to me.
How is Drake's arm from what you've seen?
His shoulder, right?
So, yes. Yeah. So I have not seen anything, which makes me a little, like uneasy because usually we go to practice and see it. When we went to practice last week, by the way, another difference, Vrabel uses the indoors. He might have used the indoors more this year than you guys combined in your entire career, which is that just.
So he just needed to use it twice then.
Used it twice last week, Rob.
All right.
So that's another difference. But the arm he didn't throw when we were there. So they were resting him last week.
Was it a prior injury or was it an ongoing injury? Do we have any feel
did
of that?
Happen in Denver?
Combination is my view. It happened in the third quarter
when he fell on
13-yard run when the Broncos safety Huftanga fell on him.
Yeah, I saw.
And you saw him come up a little bit, and then, but he also, I think the wear and tear of the season.
Yeah.
So combination of the two. I asked him Monday night at the opening night, like, how's your arm? He said, I took all my normal throws, and this was in Wednesday's practice. And he said he felt like he turned the corner on the flight, like when they landed. And I was laughing because I'm like, yeah, you get off the plane in California in 60-degree weather. You guys tell me.
You feel good.
Right?
Yes.
So,
Dang.
I mean, it's been tough back home. I don't know if you guys have been back in Massachusetts.
Oh,
over
the weather's
last
been
couple
crazy
months.
there.
It's been
I've been
cold.
following it.
Yes,
Cold,
yes.
snowy, but cold.
Yes.
Viciously cold.
And it's been kind of mild the last few years,
Yes.
hasn't it?
It has.
I mean, even the last couple years I was there, it was like it wasn't quite when, in 2014 where they had to, when we had the parade, they had to postpone it because we had a dump.
I mean, the whole Northeast is so cold. I'm from Buffalo. In the Niagara Falls, half of it's frozen. Like, it looks so cool. I saw a picture. The falls, like, it's frozen. Like, I was like, I didn't know that was possible. That's how cold it's been. Yeah. I've always wanted to see it in person frozen, so I might take a trip back.
We got to go check it out.
I know. Imagine like ice skating over the falls, and like you're safe because it's frozen. You're good.
All right, Mike, give us a little insight, a key matchup that no one's talking about that we should be kind of weary about going into this game.
I love it. I think you guys covered it. So I was going to say the Rashid Shaheed. They're concerned about him in terms of just like you as a returner.
On the special team side of the ball, or on offense?
Special teams.
And his speed. Special teams,
definitely. To me, he's like what Marcus Jones is to the Patriots. So that's one of them. And I think I like the run defense, because my read on defensively how the Patriots are viewing this is a lot goes through Kenneth Walker. So if you can limit what they do in the run game, it's sort of basic. It allows you to hopefully get after Sam Darnold and try to force him into mistakes. And the one thing I heard, and you've been on this, Julian, because I've been listening, with Milton Williams, he said Sam Darnold, he was quoted saying this last week, is like CJ Stroud, that if you let him sit there in the pocket, he's going to pick you apart. So he said it's their job to do what they did to CJ Stroud, pressure him, try to force him putting the ball into harm's way.
I don't know if anyone can be as bad as CJ Stroud in that one playoff game, though. But hopefully they can rattle Sam Darnold like that. I know what you mean.
I mean, if they that's what I was talking about. If they can stop Kenneth Walker and make it a drop back pass game, not a pass game. Because if you play the game under Seattle's circumstances, they're going to run the ball with Kenneth Walker. If you stop them on first and second down on that run and you get them into 3rd and 7 or longer, that's when the game is going to become the game for the Patriots. So, I think that's a huge key for the Patriots. I've been talking Milton Williams and Barmore. Those are your two dogs.
Yeah. You
got to ride them dogs.
Yes. Vrabel says the big dogs come out in January. Did you see that?
Someone's got to eat.
That's right.
Someone's got to eat.
I like that matchup a lot.
Who's the potential unsung hero?
Potential unsung hero. I thought Marcus. Can I do Marcus Jones? Even though I just mentioned him, I think Marcus Jones. So they had asked us at ESPN to make a prediction with an MVP, and I always try. Anyone can say Drake Maye.
Yeah.
But how
anyone?
cool?
That's just an easy answer,
right? How cool would it have been in 2018 if I was like Julian Edelman and I hit? Do you know what I mean?
Why didn't you say Julian Edelman?
I don't remember.
Did you?
I don't think I did.
Oh, I know. He had the championship game in the AFC championship as well. He had MVP run.
Shame on me. I don't know if I wasn't as bold back then.
Well, so what is Marcus Jones?
What does he have to do? Are you talking
We got to
special
return it.
teams?
You got to have an explosion.
Also, make some plays on defense as well.
What I was thinking was a pick six and even a return for a touchdown.
So 2 tutties.
So to me, to get the MVP over,
I like it.
It's weighted toward the quarterback, right? Like, let's be honest.
Von Miller,
that's the only way.
True.
Yeah,
that's true.
Von Miller did it.
Yeah, but what did Von Miller do again?
He had a sack, fumble, the touchdown.
There you go.
A couple
so
sacks.
You got to have a touchdown. You got to be very explosive, and you got to be very.
But if he has a pick and he houses a
well
kick,
known because of the play that you're doing in that game.
If he has a pick and he houses a kick,
then he can be MVP.
He's MVP.
That's what qualifies for MVP if you're not a quarterback.
That's right. Yeah, that was the first thought I had, Marcus. Yeah.
Rob hit the lasty.
Yeah. Well, if the Patriots do this, they will win the game. What's this?
So we talked about stopping the run. So let me get away from that. Let's say 0 turnovers. Okay. Is that cliche?
No.
But I was thinking that's more Seattle though. Seattle has 0 turnovers.
Because you were talking about all their turnovers this year. Because they haven't turned it over in their 2 playoff games.
Yeah.
So they were minus, I want to say they were -1 in the regular season.
What if both teams don't have any turnovers?
I think the Patriots maybe still win it. So,
there we go.
Yeah. So that would be my, I feel like that was a little bit of a cliche answer.
Yeah, that's like saying Drake Maye's MVP.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no turnover.
What do you got?
That was boring. I'm trying to think of something better.
Yeah.
You know? Stephon Diggs catches 6 passes.
I like that. I was thinking
right.
that too, because
Is that
he hasn't
good?
been talked
Is that
about
good?
all week long either. There we go. There we go.
Okay. Of my favorite Patriots receivers.
Yes.
All right. Competitiveness, number 1 right here. Diggs. He's like close, Julian. He's close because he's like you.
He's got juice.
He's got juice. You know what I
When
mean?
we signed him in the beginning of the year, well, on this show, I think I said I loved it not because it's Diggs, because it's Diggs off an injury out of Buffalo in the narrative that he had. He's got so much hunger right now.
Yeah.
I said his hunger could light up that room, which it has.
So great. It's such a great thing. And like your competitive spirit, like you know what, you like wouldn't be denied. Like that's what he has. And he just like it ignites like to your word.
Mac, then you got Mac in there who's tallying along with
He's
it.
hungry too.
Collins.
He plays hungry.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Pop in there. So like they're all taking that identity.
Yeah.
But I think it comes from, if you're the highest paid guy in that room, it's got to come from him. And he's done a great job this year of swallowing his pride, not having the crazy numbers that he's used to having, but understanding that this is a team game. Yeah. If I get my couple in here, I do my stuff in the run game. Like that's huge when you got your highest paid guy doing that. And he's done it all year.
And for him, like, he only played 55% of the offensive snaps. And I think prior to this year, he was usually like 75 to 80% or higher. So like that he bought in. And one of my favorite things was he said about Vrabel, because Vrabel, the culture that he set has been really impressive to watch. He goes, I don't know how he did it, but he got me to buy in. And I'm like, that's sort of cool,
And I also feel that he's got that fine line Vrabes where he's got that Bill shit. He's got that Bill knowledge, but he's been through it. And he's been coached in it.
And he's bringing his style.
And then he brings his style, a freaking alpha figure that when he comes into the room, you feel him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because of not just his size and stuff, but it's his knowledge of the game.
Yeah.
It's his little wittiness.
Yes.
Where he could slap you down with a joke.
Yes.
But he could show you in that joke, hey, don't fuck with, you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's just kind of how he is.
He's got presence.
Yes.
He's got that presence, that aura. You know what I mean?
It's authentic. There's like a realness to him, right? Like you can tell when someone's faking it.
It was like me going crazy my first couple of years.
I loved it.
You couldn't even get on me. You're like, this guy's just a maniac.
We
no matter what.
We have to tell. Can we tell one more story?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm pretty serious, right? Like this guy, just being around him brought me so much joy. So we're in Orchard Park, and he got some record. He had so many records.
All right. Records.
And this was right. And this was like the record was the number catch.
Oh, right? This is good.
So I'm in there, Mr. Serious now, right? I got ESPN. I got to be serious and ask the question. Rob, how do you feel about your record catch here?
What number is that?
And that's exactly what he asked me.
Yep.
He goes, well, Mike, and I don't know, I might be exaggerating. He goes, Mike, but what number are you talking about? What number of catch? And I'm like, your record catch. He goes, what number? And just my face beat red. Because it was the number between 68 and 70. Yeah. And we were just having a blast.
Did you end up saying it was my 69th catch? I think you ended up saying
I had to say it,
yes.
Rob.
I got him.
Julian, the face, bright red.
I got him.
Stacey James, the media relations director, just staring lasers at me.
Wasn't even bright red. His face was pink.
only you.
And only Robbie G can do it.
It's just so fun. Yeah. But I appreciated the joy. Do you know what I mean? As we get older,
I think we all
appreciate those times.
Mike, we all needed that joy.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I was Serious Sally over here. And
Serious Sally.
And there was other, you know what I mean?
Serious guy, right?
And
that's right.
You needed a guy like Rob to calm you down. And that's how big his character was. His character was so big that he made the reporters feel comfortable and happy.
I did.
You know, and these guys came
it.
in shitting their pants because no one wanted to talk to them after getting mother effed for 20 minutes about the practice that we just, you know what I mean?
That's right.
It was a tense environment. And when Rob walks in and it starts, hey Mike, what number was it? You know what I mean? That's just everything.
It was also that it was in Buffalo, but there was another time I think it was in Pittsburgh. I had the 69 touchdown of my career.
Yeah.
I think or I broke the record for most touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, or Patriot record. There was another instance in Pittsburgh where number 69 had to do with something.
Or like,
just wild.
Wild.
It's just meant to be. But before we get going, Mike, we appreciate you coming on, dude.
Totally.
You've done so much for the fans of New England. Also, just so many great stories, and you've just been such a professional, like I said at the beginning of the show, and doing such a great job. But where can people, find you? Where can they hear you? Where can they read your articles? Because it was crazy. All of a sudden, I call into a New England Patriots radio station. Was it 98.5 The Hub?
Yeah.
The Hub. And all of a sudden, I mean, he's just asking me questions out of nowhere. I'm like, Mike Reiss, big piece, asking me questions on 98.5. When did you start working on this station? So, like, where can we find you?
Where can we find Mike Reiss?
Hear you.
Julian, it's the best Super Bowl Zoom, Tampa Bay. I'm next up to ask a question because I wanted to ask him about his mom because it's a great story. He's down in Tampa, he's visiting mom, and like in front of everyone, like Super Bowl media Zoom. Hey, Mike Reiss, big piece. Great to see you again. And I'm like, man. Like,
He's thinking he's going to get in trouble as well. Oh, he's saying I have a big piece, but he's like, all right, it's Gronk. He can get away. He can say it in front of everyone.
That's right.
Yeah, in front of all media members. I'm dropping his name. But I was creative last week when I got on. I go, it's Mike Reiss who loves Reese Piece. Reese Pieces.
We had to change it up. We're
changing it up. Throw everyone off. I can throw everyone off every given time too. But where can we find you?
So on ESPN.com, sometimes on TV, reporting on SportsCenter, NFL Live. So I appreciate you guys having me on, man. You know how much respect that I have for you guys, and you flattered me, like asking me to be here. I'm just saying, like the highlight of my Super Bowl week, because it's so cool to just be on the other side of this with you guys. I mean, that's a lot of years. 2009, we were together from when you started. And 2010, like this is sort of cool that we're still connected, and it means a lot to me.
Really is, man.
I appreciate you guys.
We appreciate you coming on. I mean, your hard work and your dedication to getting the whatever the fan needs to hear about football associated with the Patriots. I mean, it's very impressive, and it's so incredible what you do each day, because people don't realize, man, these guys got to get a story out every day.
And it's a full-time
every
job.
Day.
Full-time.
Like,
it really is.
I still can't. I feel so bad for the times that they had to get stories sometimes when we didn't want to give stories.
You're right. We would give you guys.
And these guys got job. This is their job.
You would be just digging and clawing, and we'd be like, we're going to play hard.
But Mike would always would always read the room, and he knew. Mike knew when to ask the question and knew how to ask the question without asking the question to piss us off.
Yeah.
Yes.
So sometimes that's hard. I got to tell you one more story.
Let's hear it.
So I knew with you, like that. I said that looks different. Like I don't know X's and O's. Like I couldn't draw up great plays, but I'm like I can look at a receiver and be like, oh, that guy cuts different, or like he accelerates fast. So I asked Berge at the time, I go, hey, can I just talk to Bill after practice? I need to ask him a question about Edelman, the 7th round pick. This was 2009. And Berge, as he would often do, let me check. Yep, you're good. Just walk down the steps with Bill, into the tunnel. And so this was after it must have been a training camp practice, right? And I said, tell me about Edelman. Like, I love the way he moves. He goes, I'm not sure exactly how we're going to use him, but that guy's a football player. And I'm like, and I'm a reporter. Like, I got to sort of stay neutral. But when, Bill, like when he can deliver stuff, like, you get a little like, I'm like, all right, my read was right, and so aren't those like cool stories?
Well, and you were talking to Bill about the actual game of football. He can go on all day about that. He can explain how a player plays, like, 15 paragraphs long on just how he can block on just one certain play. It's incredible.
Before we let you go,
sorry, I keep telling stories.
How do you guys feel about Bill not getting in the first ballot?
So disappointed. I'm so disappointed for him just because I feel like one, he deserves it. And two, I think that would mean a lot to him. And I actually feel like he should be more involved in the Hall of Fame to like get that Hall of Fame where it needs to be. Like, I feel like something's off right now, right? Like the fact Robert Kraft can't get in, like something's not right.
It's the winningest program in history.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and like,
it doesn't make sense.
And I feel like if I was there, I'd be like, let me get Bill, what do we need to do to fix it?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And he can't even get in. You know what I mean? So,
Ty Law and Richard Seymour. Those are the only two Patriots in?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They just don't like us. They just don't like us.
Well, if you can't beat us, then vote us out.